Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the foolish worlds of FoolCraft. And we're here in the city of maybe actually going to finish the gun shop today. I feel like in the last maybe 3 or 4 episodes, we've talked about today we're gonna finish the gun shop, and we get totally bogged down in some awesome, chisel and bits designs, which I absolutely love. Like, that's my favorite thing in the world to do right now is chisel and bits. Like, we make secret armoires, we make, cool little warehouse buildings and things along those lines. We're actually gonna build the infrastructure of the shop, and I'm very excited about that. And as the swarm protector here of the city of maybe, I'm just looking out over the landscape, checking the alleyways for any rapscallions or any ruffians up to no good. And it looks like we're doing okay. So I have to show you before we start out one of the greatest chisel and bit builds I have ever seen in Minecraft, and that of course is B-Dub's Subway. I've been waiting to show you guys this when it's fully spoiler free, where I can finally show it to you guys, and I don't want to spoil anything, but now we can finally look at it. Look at this incredible station. You got this grimy floor looking very authentic. We got the steel beams lifting up the actual ceiling, custom made ceiling fans. You got maps of the city over here looking super awesome. Of course, classic subway tiles on the walls. Now, look at this. This is an actual subway train. Very, very authentic to the actual, time period and style. Look at this amazing track design with the gravel down there. Oh, it is so cool. Now, actually going inside, yes, you can go inside. Also, this. Don't need to say any more about that. And in the interior here, we've got upholstered seats. And look at this. You got, different style seats, just as you would find inside of a trolley or a subway train. Absolutely amazing little poles to hold on to, lights. And look at these things. Oh, this is just fantastic. So authentic and such great storytelling and placemaking. I really hope this inspires you guys. And if you're not already, and I know if you're not, like, we need to have a talk. You've got to watch B-Double-O. Definitely check him out in the description. Head over there, follow him. And of course, look at this. NHO versus Viva Las Vegas. Oh man, so cool. But let's get busy today. So one thing we got to work on today is creating a subscription service part of our shop. Now, think of it this way. These days, everything is subscription services. That's like the way they're trying to, get money these days. Like, you got the Photoshop as a subscription, and you got the Netflix as a subscription. I mean, you can even get razors and even underwear on a subscription service. So we're going to do that, right? And my thoughts are, what we're going to do is we're going to open this up here, and oh, here it is. So we're going to get these little storage doors going. I've never used storage doors, so you guys are definitely going to have to help me in the comments with this, because somewhere or another, I'm going to goof this up. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have these things full of bullets, right? And then we're going to sell keys that people can buy as a subscription, like $10 a week, and they can, go and get bullets and clips and different things along those lines from the actual drawers, and then lock it back up so none of those fools who haven't paid up can take any of our bullets. So I think that's a really, really cool idea. I'm very excited about that. Also, the Modern Warfare mod has been fixed, and we'll be able to explore the regions beyond for the ores, so we can actually build the aluminum gun clips and different things like that. Now, let's take a look at what we worked on in our last episode. Up here, we've got our sconces on the wall, and they're not working. Why are they not working? Why are you not casting light? Don't make me sad. How do I make these things cast light? I had it explained to me, but I'm still not 100% sure how it works. So in the comments, how do you make these things cast light? These are flat colored blocks, of course, with the glowing effect, and they're very poor. Do you just need more of the little bits to make it like shine? I don't know. Anyway, False's portrait's looking super sweet, and we just need to light this room. We've got our staircase looking nice on this side, but in the back, that is the actual jewel of the shop. I love this little curtain. Watch this. Woohoo, I love it. Anyway, here it is. That is the secret entrance into the shop. This is kind of a craftsman wardrobe thing. And of course, we've got one of those really cool little rolly warehouse doors over there looking super sweet. So this is how you access it. You hit the little shelf and it opens up, revealing the gun shop in the back, looking absolutely amazing. And when we started out this series, back when we, got the ideas of, the city of maybe and stuff, and we talked about our gun shop here, like I had the vision on my mind, but I really feel like we achieved it above and beyond with this like chisel and bits, because the ideas that I had were not revolving. Or did I just really fail the word revolving? I think I did. It wasn't revolving around Chisel and Bits because I was really intimidated with Chisel and Bits at the time, but I feel like we were really starting to get a handle on this mod, which makes me so happy. And seeing this just taken to the next level with Chisel and Bits just makes me so happy. But yeah, it's time to get going, guys. We got to get building. We got to get harvesting those rare resources out in regions beyond. And of course, figuring out storage drawers, which I'm going to need some help on. So let me get those storage drawers set up, and then we're going to go and explore for those elusive aluminum ingots so we can make those magazines. Welcome to the great frontier of FoolCraft, and I have found the greatest aquascar biome. Look at this beautiful coral reef area. Anyway, I am trying to find some unexplored chunks within the world, and has brought me very far out, and I still have not found the Modern Warfare ore yet. So continuing my exploration, I had to stop here and show you Aquascar's new home, but yeah, back with the exploring. Welcome back, and just disregard any of the creeper pieces, if you will, down there. They tried to steal my golden bag of holding, but I have retrieved it once again. Wait, how do I have 4 of these? Wait, I only had 3 of these. I can confirm that. Wait, did one just disappear? Wait a second, what is going on down here? I'm pretty sure one of those things just disappeared on me, but I can't be certain. Now I'm kind of creeped out. This is like a haunted cave. Anyway, let's grab what we need and get out of here. So here is our copper ore. Oh, that's amazing. Finally, we have found the Modern Warfare ores. We can create our sights and our optics, and also, ooh, sulfur ore. You are a mysterious fella. I like you. I like you a lot. All right, this is excellent. Oh man, it felt so good to kill those creepers. Anyway, let's see if we can find some more down here. Oh wow, this is a huge ravine. Oh, this is amazing. So we need to find a few more things, right? So what do we need? We need the aluminum, and we need some of the, there's a blue mod. What? Oh, you silly goose. You thought you could mess with me? Guy, I own a gun shop. Oh, whoops, that was a premature shot. Just a desk pop there, guys. All right, oh, we got one more here. Oh, look at that silly goose. Anyway, this is gonna be awesome, getting all of our ores finally. We can make our sights and all the little details that we weren't able to before. Now, my only concern is I don't see any of the, oh, my, hello there. Wait, something just hit me. Something just hit me. No, I'm out of ammo. Oh, this is so bad, and I didn't bring a sword. That's a problem. Ran out of ammo. Don't have any more. Anyway, let me explore this a little bit more, and I'll meet you back in the city of maybe. Why are you not smelting down? But welcome back, guys. We're over at our house here, and I'm trying to get some of the ore that we achieved through our mining expedition to smelt down, and it's not working. So I've gone back and forth here to all smelting, alloys, and furnace only. None of those are working. We've got the max of the power. Now, one of them did go through, so we got titanium, so that's kind of amazing. But none of the other ones, so kind of disappointed there. So let's get this thing and head back to the city of maybe, and we can figure that out a little bit later, but we definitely can finally make sites and all those different things, which is really cool having that mod built back up. Now, one thing we got to do is wait for the whole world to load up here. There's a lot going on in the city of maybe now, so we got to wait a second for it to load up. I love this sign. I really love this sign. We accept IS coins. Ah, that's clever. I like that, Azuma. I like that a lot. Anyway, let's head over here. And I've been working on some storage drawers. So let's head back down. And as you can see, I was working out some different kind of colors because you can use this amazing framing table to create, you know, different designs. So you can have kind of a base color and then an accent color, which is really, really nice. I don't know what that does. Maybe an upgrade of some kind. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, so these are kind of cool that I've been working on. Also, if I have some bits on me, you can add like bits pretty well directly on top of it. So that's really clever. Works out really, really well. Now, the tricky part is coming up with a design. Our warehouse here is kind of old fashioned, so we got to think in those terms. Also think that these are supposed to be crates delivered, you know, with like a bunch of, you know, bullets or ammo and hay mixed into it. So these designs aren't going to kind of work. So what I've come up with is, let's take the oak planks large, right? So let's put those guys in there. And if we use that, I think that's our key to success, because that looks like you know, a big crate like the one we have in there now. Do you remember the crate with the two guns in the middle of the floor? That's what it looks like. And if we stack these on shelving units, it really will give off that old-fashioned warehouse feel, because we're not trying to create like a posh store like we have in the front. We're trying to create something old-fashioned, kind of warehousey, industrial kind of. So I think that looks pretty cool. So let's move this aside for a second here, and let's grab some bullets, because I kind of forgot to test this. We're gonna do this together. Oh, there it works. It works. Oh, this is good. This is good. So when we have people come in here, they can just do that whole thing. And then I made a key so I could show you guys, and this should work. We can lock it and nobody can access that. And then you can come up here, unlock it, grab what you need. Oh, this is gonna be excellent. Oh, this is very, very good. And I think we can pull all these out. Yes. Okay. Now, we got to see if a gun will actually go inside, because as you know, we've had nothing but trouble in the past with guns. We can't do the whole, you know, draconic evolution thing where we set them on the floor. No, see, it's invisible right there. Look, it's invisible. And you have to break it to have it come up. And of course, this does not go in drying racks, item frames, things along those lines. Okay. But from the comments, I read you guys' comments and you said this would work. So here we go. No, it does not. Maybe I could set it in here. Oh, come on now. Come on now. That's not even fair. Okay. Okay. We're not going to let this get us down. I got to figure something out. Let me think for a second. Never fear, Scar's got your back. I've come up with an idea which I think is foolproof. So these crates over here can have equipment attached to them, right? You can have valves and pipes and things along those lines that I don't understand. So I assume the mechanics of a hopper will work the same way. So let's see if this actually works. So let's put this in there. Remember, we can't, like, as much as I try to click, I can't get it on there. So what if we do this? What if we throw this in there, right? Throw that. Oh, well, not a promising basketball career ahead of me, apparently. There. Nope. Nope. I thought that would be really simple. Okay. That wasn't good. Anyway, it worked. It worked. Oh, that worked. Oh, that's so good. It worked. Okay. Oh, and we can pull it out. That's excellent. So people can run up there, find the gun that they want, purchase it from there. Oh, this is really, really good. Oh man. So what we're going to do, let me see if this will work, because potentially we'll have these things all over like the walls. We won't have side, top, or back access. So what if, can we do this from the front? Can we do it? Can we? We can. That's excellent. We've got it, guys. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to create these things in a way that look like a shipping crate. What if we take Chisel, and I think I got some right here. What if we add some side panels here? Say we throw in a couple side panels like so. And what do I have in terms of other, let's see, this will work for now. And then let's jump over here, and thank you guys so much for telling me about this. This saves my life. So what we could do is potentially bring in some pieces. Wait, why is it not working? Why? There it goes. There it goes. Say we create like ammo. We add some like A's across here and things along those lines. I think could look really, really cool. So this is going to take a little while. Let me start working on this, start to prepare some designs, and I'll meet you guys in the shop. All right, I got a design. Let's get busy with it. So we're going to segment the room into two designs. So the back wall area is going to be more show, chisel and bit pieces, different things along those lines to tell a story. Now, in the section right in front of us, this is the functional area. This is where people get their guns. This is where they get their ammo, things along those lines. So let's start dropping down some boxes here. So these are the bigger boxes. Now, these ones are going to be for guns. Now, we're not going to stock every single one. We're going to stock a little bit of each category, submachine guns, assaults, different things along those lines. And we're going to get those set up along this wall. Now, on the back over here, this is the ammunition. So we need names for the shop, right? We need a name for the shop. So in the comments, hashtag gun shop names. I want to hear what creative ideas that you guys have for gun shop names in the comments. I will pick the best name, and that'll be really, really sweet to have a cool name picked out by you guys. Now, we also need a name maybe for our subscription service. Our bullet subscription service would be really cool. All right, so there we go. We've got a really basic design. I think the oak looks really nice in here. We're going to take these pieces right here, the Inferno block, and we're going to incorporate that a little bit more into the build. So let's take out the flat plane, and we're going to run that on the bottom here here. So I want to tie this shelving unit into the actual beams. I tried a couple other little designs next to these columns and nothing looked very good. They just looked a little bit hokey, and I'm not looking for hokey, I'm looking for authentic. And I also took some time to look at warehouses of the 1920s era, things along those lines. And one thing I did notice, there are a lot of giant warehouses who had these things that we're using, these little drawers. Let's see, this one over here, especially these little drawers for file keeping, different things along those lines. And one of the ones that looked quite a bit like we're doing here is the FBI fingerprint lab. This thing is gigantic. It looks like at the time, like where they would store like blimps and stuff. It is gigantic building. And I think it's going to fit exactly what we need design wise. It's a little bit more clean, polished, things along those lines, but at least told me that there are, you know, things that kind of look like what we're trying to achieve in the terms of, is that a little too thick? That's feeling a little too thick. I might back it ever off just ever so slight. But yeah, I was just glad to see that because it definitely fit into what we're trying to do. Okay. So we're getting there. We're getting there. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to look under here and figure out what's going. Oh, I'm missing a piece. All right, let me throw that in there real quick. I'm just going to give that a boom and a bam, and I'm going to give that one more click across there. Looking good. Then I'm going to jump down below and give that another click or two. So down here, let's just add like a little extra detail, just a little support mechanism, if you will. So a little something like that, I think could look really, yes, perfect. That is looking excellent. So one thing we got to consider is maybe something going down the middle back here, or maybe right here. Let's just zoom in here a little bit and just see kind of what we can make of this area. I just want to make a little support structure also so this thing doesn't sag in the center, but that looks just a little hokey once again. Remember, we're not going for hokey. So yeah, I do think that design is looking good. So we take this, we run it all the way across, and then the corresponding shelves below, and we need something in the center. I don't want to do a full on column, but if we did something going across there, next would be, how do we display what is in each of the boxes? So I'm thinking chisel and bit tags, you know, like a big tag, kind of like a ribbon, you know, it's tied around something and the tag kind of hangs off of that. I'm thinking about that. I think it might be pretty cool. Also, maybe doing signs attached to this, like buy one, get one free, or something along those lines, or custom made guns ready to go. Contact Scar when you're ready. Things along those lines, I think could be very cool. So let me finish this shelving all set up and ready to go, and I'll be right back. Before we go any farther within the video, I've got to acknowledge the awesome idea in the last video's comments, which was to push our drawer a little bit farther in, which would create a little bit of a staircase going into the shop, which is a fantastic idea. We're totally going to do that as long as I can find the actual wood color. I've tried to search for it, but I couldn't find the actual shade. No! Oh no, I did bad things. No, go back. Go back. Why is it not going back? I'm doing the undos. I'm doing the undo things. No. This is bad. This is really bad. What do I do? I'm so confused. Let's see. Undo. Come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Fix it. Wait, can we do a redo? Can I do a redo? Oh no. Hashtag scar fail. Oh, scar fail. Oh, that is a scar fail. Oh, hashtag Scarfield. Let's just go in here and not talk about whatever happened out there. Well, welcome back, guys. I was going to tell you about that great idea and I destroyed it. Anyway, these are the gun crates, right? We've got this set up on the wall. I'm totally distracted now. So I've got the gun crates all set up on the wall. So these are looking super sweet. So these are big shipping crates, right? Big shipping crates. So I've started working on some little details here. You see these little bands kind of going across here. It looks similar to what we've built in our previous episode about 2 episodes back. So I think that's good. Some of these other ones I think would be really cool to actually, let's see, do we have the right material? We do. Let me pull up this block right there. And then let's say we bring these ones out there like so. So just bringing these things out there, I think will look really sweet. Now, as for some of these more open ones, maybe we could do some of them that are kind of like open. There's some hay and different details like that spewing out of them with some, you know, bullets or guns or stuff like that. I think would be really cool. As for where the guns, bullets are going to go, I'm considering doing the bullets on this wall, guns on this wall. Now, the reason being is there are less bullets than there are guns, and magazines can all be put into these little shelves right here. Now, you might be wondering, Ska, how will you pay for these? Well, that's a good question. I haven't quite decided how that's all going to go. But one thing I have determined is a good way of displaying the cost of the product. So say let's see, why is this doing what it's doing? There we go. Oh, hello. Not today. There we go. Awesome. Okay, actually, I'm going to back that off fully. I'm going to go to here and I'm going to go like this. So if we do something like this, actually, that's a little bit whiter than I want. I want to do a little bit more tan. So let's go to this block right here. Okay. And then we're going to go to single bit and then we're going to work it down. There we go. So let's just work that downwards. And then let's do a little on the other side. And these are like little tags that you'd put on a furniture piece, maybe of an old, shop or something like that you do find. It's not like a Amazon Go shop where you just walk in and walk out with your product or whatever, and it's just automatically charged. Now, these are just little tags demonstrating how much a certain thing may be. So if we just build this up and just use this as a demonstration, there we go. Cut that back down there and let's give this just a little bit more length. There we go. So that's fairly good. That's fairly good. There's definitely some more modifications that I most definitely want to make to it, but I think it's a good start. So then put like a little nail in it. So it's just kind of nailed to the cabinet. And of course we can come in here and maybe we can do like a quick price. So how much is this? How much is this? Let's say it's $7. Okay. So let's just do a quick 7. Easier said than done, apparently. I don't know how to make a 7. I don't know how to make a 7. Okay, that's the worst 7 ever created. I just want to point that out. Let's just say we do it like this. There we go. Yeah, that's a 7. Trust me. Trust me. That's a 7, guys. Let's not talk about that ever again. But yeah, that general design minus the terrible 7, we could do these on all these crates. Also do a little detail on the sides. I think would be really cool. Other detail I want to do. This is going to be actually really fun. I shouldn't actually fail at this, guys. I promise you. So say we do something like this, and I'm going to draw my regions. There we go. So I'm going to grab that out, and I'm going to run this up the hill here. And what this is like a little electrical cable, because back in the day when the electricity was being added to buildings, it was usually exposed wiring, and then the wires kind of went along the roof and different details like that on its way over to light sources. So if we ran this across here like that, it just gives it a little bit of placemaking, a little bit of story detail, which looks absolutely amazing. So if this runs down here and then maybe say, let's take this block out right here, and maybe there's some little clips that have kind of clipped it to the wall like that. I think that looks really, really cool. And we can do a couple of these going up the wall, and we can change out colors and details later on, but I do think this does look really nice. There we go. So it's just that extra little detail that helps tell the story that we're trying to achieve with this whole build. Is, a very old-fashioned build and things along those lines. So I think this is really cool. And what we could do at this point right here is just run like just a little bell right there. There we go. So we bring this outwards like that. There we go. And then maybe do something like that. Beautiful. So it's just a little switch on the wall. And of course we can maybe even beef it up just a little bit, just so it has maybe just a smidge bit more detail right there. Oh, perfect. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. There we go, guys. That is an excellent detail. So let me do a little bit more thinking about trying to figure out what we're going to do right here and start to maybe bring in some bullets and guns into the chest, actually make a better 7. But anyway, let me do a little bit more thinking and I'll be right back. And there it is. Fixed my drawer and pushed it in. Thank you for that idea, because we now have a little staircase going up. It's kind of amazing. You also might notice that it's a little bit green in there now. That is because I was looking at some old furniture and a lot of old drawers had a felt insert. So it's green. So I think that works out pretty cool. So let's head inside and look at that wall. I have spent hours working on this, but I think it was so well worth it because we've got something really, really cool. So let's kind of dive in here. So down over in this little corner, we've got the shotgun shells. They're spilling out of the crate. We've got hand grenades just left here on the little table there. And I've written a few things on the sides like 9 gauge, I think, for the shotgun shells, something along those lines around there. Over here, just some general shells inside these different cases, some clips or magazines in here, more magazines with actually ammo inside these ones, and we've got a belt coming out of this case, which is like, look at the detail. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Just hanging off there. Oh, I love it. So and then heading up here, we've got some more belts we're going to work on in just a second. Heading up to an upper level here, if I can get over that. There we go. We've got some grenades in this box. We've got some additional little crates over here full of ammo. We got more belts. And then down below here, we've got some RPG shells, got some more magazines. I think that is looking really, really cool. And I don't know if I showed you, I've also brought the wire from the power all the way down to the other light right there. So that is my favorite thing in here, 100%. This little light switch with the little, cord going across the ceiling looking incredibly 1920s. That is my favorite thing in here, surprisingly. All right, so let's actually grab something here. Let's grab this, and we're gonna grab a little bit of you, and we're gonna push you back. No offense, there we go, and grab you out. Okay, so I want to do this together for a moment, and sorry about this video being a little disjointed. It's actually taken me 3 days to get this video done. I just haven't been feeling super great, so I just work on the video when I can. When I have a little bit of spare energy, and I just jump on and see what I can get done. Just some weeks are better than others, and this week's just been a little harder than others, but that's all right. I'm doing good, my friends. I'm doing good. I'm making progress with my builds and getting videos out. At least that's the best thing, right? That's the most important thing to me. So making sure I get videos out for you guys to enjoy and have an enjoyment of myself, creating these things, having fun, because I get incredible enjoyment out of seeing these little builds coming together, and seeing these little details here in the chisel and bits just makes me so happy. I love these chisel and bits. Like I truly do wish this was in vanilla Minecraft. I know it won't be something that's in vanilla Minecraft. Most people would not want it to be, but I just find the ability to create such immersive little details in the game are just some of the most fun I've ever had in Minecraft. And I just love it to death. And just like, who would have thought you could make such incredible things within Minecraft? Like, look at the thing we looked at the beginning of the episode, the stuff that B-Debs has made, and everyone on the server so far with Chisel and Bits. It's just absolutely mind blowing. So it's just so cool. I'm trying to get this to line up a little bit better. Like I said, I got to get that armor that you're able to, sneak around with. I think would be really sweet. I think I'm going to leave that for now. I like that. I'm going to bring this down a little bit farther. But I want to work on some other things. Where did my tape measure thing go? Are you kidding me? Where'd it go? I had this lined up and ready to roll. No. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to have to do this manually, guys. Here we go. So I made this tape measure, and it's a lifesaver. I did not realize the power of the chisel and the bit tape measure. This thing is going to make life so easy, especially working on flat colored blocks where you want to work within a square and you can't because there's no lines. This is going to make it so much easier. Anyway, we're going to work on a quick workbench, right? So we're going to take this out and we are going to get busy. So first thing I'm going to do is within the little boundary boxes here, I'm going to make some little posts like so. So I'm going to get these guys rolling, and I might make a few adjustments here or there with this, but I just want to get a base down. And from there, which is on bits, you can make some really cool magic happen. Oh my gosh, this thing is nothing but trouble. Now you can't even see them. So if you log out, it looks like this. Oh man, if that's gonna mess this design up, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh geez, what on earth? I'm so mad about that box. I'm just like spewing pieces of wood everywhere. Now I'm having some pork chops, which I love pork chops. There we go. Awesome. That is looking super sweet. So then what we could do is I think I'm going to beef this up just a little bit. I'm going to sneak down here on the ground a little bit. There we go. Oh, that's looking super nice. So we're just going to work on a little workbench, and I wanted to, use some of the characteristics of the designs around us in it. So something like that I think is going to look really cool. So let me make a few more details, and then we're going to put a gun up here being assembled and put some additional crates here. And I think that's going to make this shop look super sweet. Why is there a ghost gun? Also got to figure that out. I am loving our little warehouse here, and look at our workbench. This thing is super fancy. Let's zip down to the bottom here. You can see lots of really cool little support structure details down here, and it kind of overlaps and comes out another 3 pixels, which is a 2-bit depth right there, looking super fancy. I might add some more details around here, but what I want to do is put like just a gun like directly onto the table. So I've opened up a bunch of materials, as you can see down below. So I've got some wood choices. I've got some kind of a steel choices in color. Also, I brought that band down just a little bit, just so it hangs over the actual kind of chest right there. Still got the ghost gun. Oh, I don't even know what to do about that. Anyway, all right, let's not even focus on that. Let's make some cool things together here. So what I want to do is I want to take this, I think I'm going to start it about here, and I'm going to run this about 3 blocks. There we go. Let's just say that's awesome right about there. Let's check our color palette one more time. Yes, I think this is going to be good. And then I'm going to give this 3 clicks. There we go. So that's 3 blocks high. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Next thing I want to work on is the barrel. So let's think about that. I have a few shades of this color. I wish there was something more in between this kind of real black and that kind of more silverish gray. But let's just try it anyway. Let's just see where it takes us. Never know. I think it needs to be within very close to this shade, right? I think it needs to be pretty close to that. And I'm going to give that quite a few extra little clicks. There we go. I might even overlap it. The table might look kind of cool hanging over the table, just ever so slight. Boom and a bam, add a little detail there, looking super sweet. Now, let's look at the woods real quick. So when we're thinking about, like, say, a Tommy gun, something of the era that we are building within, I'm just going to give this just an extra couple clicks. There we go. So thinking in that era, right? Let's think about this. So if we take some of this wood colors back here like so, let's go to single bit at the moment. And if we start running this across here, now what I'm trying to do is create the most 3D gun as possible. That's why I'm going to depths of 3. So that'll allow the stock on the back here to hover above the table by 1 bit. We're getting a little detailed, aren't we? We're getting a little detailed, but that's good, right? That's good. That's what we're trying to achieve here. So something off of the back like so, I think will actually look pretty good. And then let's just angle this outwards just a little bit. Okay. I see how it's gonna look. It's looking okay. Let's just say that that is a good start. And then we can kind of try a few more things as we kind of go along. What I'd like to see personally is if it was just a bit thicker. So why don't we try that just ever so slightly, and we can pull that out, pull that up there. Oh, well, hello there. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Oh man, we're making some progress actually, which is slightly surprising. So let's pull these things back here like so. I have like a Tommy gun for reference on my other monitor, and surprisingly, this is much easier than I thought. This looks hokey. Not gonna lie, looks a little hokey. I really do wish I had something in between this gray right there that's a not so kind of crazy, but I think I'm gonna go with it for now. I'm gonna pull that out and give myself a little bit of a spacing there. This might be out of scale. Yeah, I'm feeling like that's super duper out of scale here. See how I did that right there? I think I'm gonna beef this up just ever so slight. Now I feel like I've gone way too far. So yeah, this is really tricky. You know, you just kind of go back and forth, kind of find your place, see where it's gonna take you. For the most part, I think we're making progress, and maybe add like a little trigger there. I definitely feel like this is out of scale right here. So I'm definitely going to back that off for sure. So if we pull these back a little bit like that, okay, that's looking a little bit better. That's looking a little bit better. That's looking somewhat more in scale. So we'll pull that down just a little bit. It's looking just a little too thick in this regions. So let me kind of scale this down just a little bit. How about that? What I've done is I've taken a couple lines off of the kind of, I don't know, this part. I don't know what it's called, but this part, as you can see, I took off a line right there. I think that's looking really cool. I scaled this back just ever so slight. Now, what we need to work on is a front grip right here. So if this is, sometimes it's actually over the barrel. You know what? This is FoolCraft. I'm going to make it over here. We might change that, but it doesn't have to be exactly authentic to the original, but we'll just kind of make this piece come over here. So it's kind of, I think, what you would call a foregrip off the front, I think. And, you know, this could use just a little bit better scaling here and there. But I think generally this is going to work. I think if we maybe pull this block a little bit more this way, we need to do a little cleanup down below. We got a little messy here, so we'll clean that up just a bit. There we go. Yeah, totally. That's gonna work. All right, now it is time for the magazine. The magazine on these things either had just like a standard magazine, or they had the kind of roundish, what do you call that thing? I don't know, the roundy thing. So put that down here. There we go. Awesome. So I think that's looking decent. Oh yeah, that is actually looking really great. Wow. Okay. Hey, success, guys. We're actually doing well today. Surprisingly so. All right. So look at that. Awesome. All right, that might be a little thick, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a little crazy. I'm just going to see where that craziness takes me. If it takes me in good places, then we're solid. But if it needs to be scaled back a little bit, I am totally willing. It definitely needs this piece. It definitely needs that piece right there. And I'm considering going with that. I'm totally considering going with that. Let's pull that back a little bit and add that. Oh, that is looking excellent. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me make a few final adjustments to this and we can finally say this area is done. Finished up the design of the gun. I am very pleased with the way it has come out, but I wanted to show you my staircase. I was trying to jazz it up a little bit by adding some more details. So on the little back thingy back here, I tried to, you know, just bring in kind of the darker colors that we had in some of the details in the floor of this area. I think that looks pretty cool. Along with adding like a little stripe here, I think separates it a bit. I think that's looking really nice. As you can see, I've got ghost guns in my inventory and I have had nothing but trouble trying to fill these containers up with guns. So for the most part, it looks like you can only place one gun per box, and I don't know how to fix that. So in the comments, please see if you guys can help me figure this out. I've been at it for a while trying to do it, and I can't figure it out. Also, you can put as many bullets in as you want, but you can't put more than one clip per box. So that kind of throws my whole idea of clips off. Like, I don't know how to display these guns, ammunition, and clips outside of a standard Minecraft chest. And I feel like if we're in modded, we've got to take it to the next level and not just use a standard Minecraft chest. We've got to do one of these cool storage doors or something along those lines. But yeah, it's kind of frustrating. I know we're going to figure it out eventually, but until then, I still got to work on that. But the reveal is now. That is right. That is our gun. And I think it came out really, really cool. So we've got the kind of drum magazine attached on the bottom. We've added a couple variations of colors. So as you can see, look at how I've added some really, really subtle variations in the barrel and the sights at the top, along with the drum magazine. And of course, I added one of the straight clips over there. So I think that looks really cool. And yeah, look at it. It's got a nice, really 3D texture to it. Oh, I love it. I love it. That came out really, really cool. I'm very, very pleased with that. And along with the whole room. So we've got our belt fed magazines over on the corner there. We've got some standard mags down at the bottom. We've got the 12 gauge over there spilling about. We got grenades. Absolutely love it. Favorite part of the room, of course, is still the electrical cable at the top. I feel like that little subtle detail right there is what makes this 1920s, you know, just getting the electricity into areas, and they go kind of cheap in the warehouse. So they just run a cable on the outside of the wall. So I think that is what really tells the story. We need to come up with a name, like I said before. So definitely in the comments, let me know about a name you think would look or sound really cool for the particular gun shop. And yeah, next episode, we still haven't quite finished it because Chiseling Bits takes a long time. We're going to work on this section, which is non-functional, really. This is where it's all about show. This is where we're going to have display cases, different things along those lines. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, oh, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to subscribe because you may just become scarred for life.